Hi and welcome to week 9, the binary equation of life. What is that? So first we're going to talk about boundaries. Second, ego-centrism versus world-centrism. We're going to talk about the two binaries, love and fear. Why we are here. Peter's giving his version of why we are here. Number 5, signs and signals from life to listen to. 6, how to become different things in life and tools to achieve that. 7, how to live with uncertainty, which is super important. 8, what are you or I disowning? How to deal with wrongdoings of other people, and 9, final questions from Peter. Alright, let's go. I am somehow tired today. Like, I was listening to this to prepare to talk to you guys, and I fell asleep. I just fell asleep, even though I slept 10 hours this night. But I just came back from Denmark. I've been traveling a lot. It was my aunt's wedding, and so my sister made these nails on me. It's my first time ever having that done. That was a special experience. I think they turned out rather nice. Yeah. So thank you to her. Yes. Okay, let's go. So first, boundaries. Peter's talking about how boundaries is like, it's limitations of perception, and it's always expanding. The universe is always expanding, and there we could ask where to, like, where to, what direction are we expanding into? If we also entertain the thought that as people we are expanding, in a time of history where consistencies, consciousness is raising, then where are our boundaries? Like, where does it all stop? This is very short. It was a little woo-woo for me. I'm not sure I exactly have a grip on it right now. If you do, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts about boundaries and limitations of perception? Yeah. Then there's the ego-centrism versus the world-centrism. This is something Peter has talked about many times before. And it's the idea that if you're egocentric, if I am egocentric, it's about how can I get, what is in it for me, and I would defend that and be scared of losing that. Then on the other side, in the world-centrism, it's how can I contribute, how can I add value, how can I go and leave a thumbprint on the world that leaves it just a little bit better than it is now. And it's the thought that I am fortunate enough to be here. Yeah, like, in general, when we are driven from ego, it tends to not go so well. Like, if you speak to someone who you want to do business with and you feel how egocentric they are driven, you can just look at how they treat other people. I would maybe consider not doing business with them, because I would feel like they are putting themselves above and beyond all others. And on the other hand, if you meet someone who is super kind to other people, whose purpose is in line with growing and contributing, then I would be much more inclined to do business with this person. And in general, I just think when you meet people who are world-centric, it makes such a big difference. Like, you can feel that they are on a different path, and they are they care about different things. And I think everybody's purpose, like your true purpose, your meaning of life, lies in a world-centric point of view, in a world-centric world, not ego-based. So I'm also experiencing or guessing that you would feel more happy when that's where you are. So let me know, where are you? How do you see yourself? Do you focus on how can I give and contribute, or do you focus on what's in it for me, and how is that contributing to your life in general? Yeah, I'm gonna move on already to number 3, love versus fear. And that is the binary equation of life, according to Peter. That in one corner we have love, and in the other corner we have fear. And every time you meet, or I meet, an obstacle or a challenge in life, I have a choice to make. For instance, some person cuts in front of me in the queue. Oh goodness, okay, this one is a tough one for me. Someone would cut in front of me in the line in the supermarket. My first instinct would be to come from fear and be like, hey, that's not okay, we have rules here, everyone has to follow them, it's so unfair. And I would go into victim mode, I would go into to me mode, and it doesn't leave me feeling very good. And also I wouldn't really feel any understanding or compassion for this person. Probably rather anger. And the other option would be to come from fear. No, from love, yes. And I guess that would look something like... Okay, so this person probably had a bad day, or maybe they are very busy. Maybe it's an emergency and this person is buying plasters to take care of their son who just got hurt outside the store. Who knows? I mean, that could happen, right? Like, maybe it's something really emergent. Maybe they are buying water for someone who's having a heat stroke. I don't know, in some way they probably need to go before you in the queue, and okay, then so what? So let them. Like, there probably always is a reason. And if I can come from love and compassion and be like, okay, I mean, if I'm having such a stressful day that I have to be an ass and cut in front of people in the queue, there must be a good reason for that. And also, I wouldn't want to be that person who has that need in that moment. And I'm grateful to be able to stand in the line and not cut in front of anyone and be just fine with that. I don't know if this was a good example, but this is like changing my life. Like, if you give people compassion and look at them from a point of view of love, life is better, you think better things, you don't get angry when stuff like that happens. I don't get angry when stuff like that happens. If someone says something negative to me in the train, or on the side road, or in front of a store or something, it's like, I'm so sorry that they have the need to say something so horrible to someone they don't know. They must really be feeling very shitty in their life, and I am happy that that's not me. And in this way, everything is taken away from me, and it's all about them. Okay, enough of me explaining. So yeah, when you are responding to something, you have the choice, love or fear. And in love, there's compassion. They must be busy, they probably really need the road in case they cut in front of you on the road. And in the fear corner, it's self-serving, it's ego-driven, it's fear-based. Yes. I'm going to say some more stuff about love and fear later, but now I'm going to move on to why are we here? Peter's reason. First of all, he's explaining that most people either have a philosophy or a theory about why we are here, and if you don't, then you tend to avoid the question or ignore it. Yeah. Push it away. I don't know why we're here. I don't care. Not my problem. Yeah. But Peter has a philosophy, which I would like to share with you. So we are here in Earth school. We are here on Earth, and it's a temporary thing. You know, it's physical. It's temporary. We're going to die. And he believes that it comes from a place that is more permanent. Since the nature of everything being physical means its destination is non-physical. Like when you die, you turn into something non-physical, is what Peter is saying. And therefore the essence of life has to be non-physical. And why we are here to learn to respond with love, from love. And it's a demand to grow up. Like he calls it Earth School. Like we are here to learn, we are here to grow up, to learn to respond with love. And it's emotional maturing and also to spiritually, I don't know how to say it, mature. Yeah. And so we're also going to get like challenges, right? And if you don't graduate, you're going to get the challenge again. That's how it works. Yeah, and the challenge is to respond to those challenges with love every time. And when we are coming from fear, then it's all about, how do I get stuff? How do I get more stuff? How do I protect this stuff? How do I form groups of communities so that we can protect each other in numbers, and that we call nations? At some point, we are going to define boundaries and have a us versus them kind of mentality, because it's all fear-based. It's all like coming from a place of being scared that they are better, mostly because we don't have the knowledge or the belief that we are good enough and that other people aren't dangerous. Yeah. There is no cooperation in the fear base. And if you then start running this kind of mentality for 20 years, that's going against development of the humans. I'll explain that better, you'll see. Then when coming from love, I discovered something, and I think it's going to benefit everybody, so I want to share it with the world. I want to invite people to participate in this. You're able to work together and collaborate, and you're not investing energy in attack and defense, but instead you're investing energy in growth and contribution. And if you run that for 20 years, you can be sure that something will happen, like more minds working together are way stronger than one mind working together, right? One mind working alone, it's called. Yeah. And in this way, it's more evolved, and that's the Darwinian theory. So, if following the Darwinian theory that survival of the fittest and that we're having to evolve, then coming from love, basing your response on love, like coming from love, sharing, cooperating with other people, working together, sharing your knowledge, appreciating each other, growing and contributing, that is then also in line with these Darwinian theories, and that's evolvement. So one could say that to evolve, we have to come from love. We have to learn love. Yeah. And that is the reason why we are here, to evolve. And it's a choice, fear or love. Then there's this example that, when emergencies happen in films and so on, it's portrayed like everyone goes crazy, everyone steals, rapes people, it's chaos and people kill each other and get really greedy and it's all about themselves. That's how it's often portrayed in films and movies, but actually in real life, that's not what tends to happen. Instead, what tends to happen is that people choose love and helping each other, taking a role that will be helpful. Like if a village suddenly has no electricity, then they would maybe gather and people will help each other with lighting candles and giving blankets to those who are cold, and we have this tendency to choose to help each other, to come from love. And why is that? So Peter has this theory that it's maybe because we are more scared when we don't have a role, like when we don't know what our purpose is. Like I think many people don't know what their purpose in life is, and so we're just running in these circles trying to figure out what it is that we're supposed to do, or we're endlessly just unhappy because we don't dare to try and perceive what we want in life. But suddenly something happens and there's something you can do, and it's something that is helpful. You're contributing to other people. Suddenly you are super appreciated for all the blankets that you have in your house that you can give to other people who are cold, and you see how what you're doing is benefiting other people, and suddenly you have a role. Maybe you're a really good leader and suddenly you start leading people, or maybe you're a good caretaker and suddenly you start taking care of people and you're appreciated. You have a role, you have a purpose, and this sense of meaning and belonging and feeling like you're contributing and growing, that is something super powerful and such an amazing feeling. And so, yeah, we tend to choose love because we all want to feel love. We all want to feel like we're contributing and doing something good. And sometimes emergencies are the thing that can like shake us out of this life that is maybe unfulfilling and unhappy. Sometimes we need to be shook out from this circle that we're running in order to do something new, something that is serving us better. Yeah. Then Peter, he's also saying something that that I listened to, and which was that fear and love are not the opposites, which you might think they are, but actually there's a difference here, which is that fear is the absence of love. Just like light and darkness, it's light and darkness aren't the opposites. It's like you can have as much darkness in the whole world and it will never be able to put out a candle. It won't be able to turn off light. You can't turn on darkness. You can only turn on light. And so darkness is the absence of light. Just like fear is the absence of love. And so if you bring love to the table, fear will disappear. And this is very important. And why is it so important? It's because often I think we want to try and compete fear and beat it down and make it go away. But it doesn't work because you cannot use the same energy to fight that energy. It only works to bring love, then the fear will disappear because fear is the absence of love. And I have to remember this so much. Like, I really have this tendency to want to help people, and then I'm always like, but you just have to do this and that. Or if I feel fear of some sort, I also go like, but why are you feeling this fear? And that just doesn't help at all. The only thing that helps is to be compassionate and bring love. And this makes so much sense if you think about it, that fear is the absence of love. So if you bring the love, the fear will go away. Yay, that's really good news, right? Okay, so what more is left? There's quite some left, so I think I will stop the video here. Yeah, the natural state is growth and contribution, which is then also love. And that will be the first part of week 9. I will upload week 9, the second part, very, very soon. Stay tuned. Please, please, please tell me in which areas of your life you can bring more love. And in general, how love could change your life. Feel free to write any experiences you have in life where it's hard for you to come from love, just like it's hard for me when someone cuts me in a line in the supermarket to be compassionate with them. I'm just, yeah, have this feeling of it's not just and so on. Maybe you have a similar experience. I would love to hear about that. Please don't hold back. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Have a nice week. Have a great time. Love you all. Love from Liv. Bye bye.